Mr. Speaker, we are all engaged in the same project to build up Singapore's democracy and create a political system that will serve Singaporeans well for many years to come. And to do that, we must uphold the right norms and reinforce the right values. I know Singaporeans want to see more political contestation, and I accept that. I expect that this is the way Singapore will go in the longer term. That's how every parliamentary democracy evolves. And it was precisely because I recognized this that on election night in 2020, after the Workers' Party won a second GRC in Sengkang, I offered to make Mr. Singh the leader of the opposition and equip him with the resources and support to play this role. That is the way a responsible government can help a credible, responsible opposition to emerge and contribute to the maturing of our political system. But the office of the leader of the opposition carries certain responsibilities, setting the tone for opposition MPs, enforcing standards of conduct on his own party, and above all, maintaining his own integrity and keeping himself beyond reproach. The leader of the opposition does not have a blank check. Mr. Speaker, integrity is the linchpin of democracy. The stakes of today's debate might have been lower if the opposition were a negligible presence, as they were from 1966 until the 1980s. The PAP was overwhelmingly dominant. The public generally had low expectations of opposition parties and politicians. The tone of the country and its governance was set by the PAP and the high standards that the PAP imposed on itself. But with Singapore heading towards a more contested landscape, the competence and honesty of the opposition is no longer an inconsequential matter. The question of what are the right values and how should we uphold them becomes of fundamental importance for both the opposition and the governing party. Every election henceforth will be about who wins the mandate to run this country. If the system is working properly, the governing party will be re-elected, so long as it remains honest, competent, and trusted. If the governing party falls short, and Singaporeans come to deem an opposition party more honest and incorruptible, more competent and more trustworthy, then the governing party should be voted out, and that opposition party should be voted in to form the next government. We cannot assume that the PAP will always continue in government, nor can we assume that the Workers' Party or some other opposition party or any other opposition party will always stay in the opposition. I do not know when or how there will be a change of governing party in Singapore one day. My job as party leader is to make sure the PAP governs well to the best of its ability so that it retains the mandate of the people for as many elections as possible. But my duty as the leader of the country is also to maximize the chances that whichever party wins future elections, it will uphold and be held to the same high standards of proper conduct and honesty as the PAP, so that our democratic system can continue to operate properly, whichever party is in charge, and won't go down the drain. Because a small island city-state like Singapore, the only one in the world like this, needs a strong, effective, and good government, whoever leads it. With our lives and future at stake, everyone participating in the system must be held to the same standards. There can be no excuses, no double standards, and no pardoning of inexcusable behavior, just because the offending party portrays itself as the underdog.